spelling, grammar, and why teachers want you to say may instead of can. We can all remember the times we were told not to drop our consonants at the beginning of a word. But what about causing? How can I tell if I have dropped a syllable when I am actually putting a plural noun in the singular and it ends in a e? Sometimes you will catch yourself saying may instead of can, or is instead of is-a, or it is-a, or even it's a me Mario. Side note, if you have not heard Sal from Impractical Jokers saying Mario, it will change your life. Regardless, spelling is an issue for anyone trying to pronounce foreign words such as Latin-derived words, long words, or certain other words in certain parts of the world. Students don't realize that can is actually a different word altogether from may, and that only can has the same spelling as the word can. This is a frequent error for students who are unable to follow rules like the ending ing in foreign languages. Usually, people will stop when they realize this mistake, but a teacher may end up correcting this rule every day for the rest of the year. If students ask, it may lead to confusion. For the teacher, it can lead to a difficult situation. In many cases, it can even lead to students doubting that English is their first language. Kids may say, "Why do I have to keep saying holla if you hear me and spell things wrong? I'm English. I want to learn." As teachers, we want to make sure that you aren't upset by spelling mistakes that you make. We know that spelling and grammar are important for language learners to understand the grammar of the language and correct mistakes that they make. Let's learn a little more about why teachers don't want you to say can. The word can, while having the definition of the objects or possibilities that are manifest, has a different meaning in English. When we use the word can in English, we actually mean will. This gives off a sense that you have the ability to do something and you can if you so choose. However, while also showing that you can be insecure or simply put a little bitch. The word can in this case doesn't have a sense of control. Let's say a teacher asked their students to practice saying can. The students would say it and then immediately ask what the teacher wanted them to do. The teacher might respond, "Can you say cane? I didn't ask you to say can dot." Students would say, "I'll say it, I didn't do it," and the teacher would say, "Okay, then say cane." Why are you telling me that you can't say can? You can. Students may be able to say the word can, but they aren't sure why the teacher is angry. So it makes sense to begin crying right away. Once the teacher responds with the question, "Why are you crying?" You didn't do it. It's a little bitch move if you ask me. Students would continue crying with the teacher telling them that they can't say cane because they're taught to always say can. In order to tell if you have changed to a past tense form of can, that is the first rule that we have to learn. Circling back, the word can, while giving the teacher a sense of control, also undermines the student's independence. By making the student admit that they can't say something, the teacher assumes that the student can't learn. In fact, it might even cause them to doubt the intelligence of the student. The student may begin to question if the teacher is right, like they are in the classroom. It's really hard when the kids are mean. I was bullied many times in my youth. I recall one time in elementary school when I was pushed by a mean, older girl. While it wasn't the most traumatic experience of my life, it was still the first time I had experienced bullying and rizz. Before the girl pushed me, a teacher had been telling us how many people had been bullied, so that we could learn from them. With the words, as hard as you try, you're just not going to be very popular. I remember watching the girl shove me down and thinking, why am I getting a feeling in my pants and it being hard to sit down? But the interesting thing about it was the teacher never said anything to the students about it. I just waltzed into the class with a tent. Anyway, the word may, while also giving the teacher a sense of control, also gives the student a neutral position. An analogy in war could be soldiers who are on opposite sides of a line. While the soldier who shot first can stand proudly because the bullet is still in their gun, the soldier who has to shoot the second soldier after being shot can't do it with their gun. So in this situation, the soldier who is shot doesn't know if they should be angry at their victim or not. A teacher might say, I don't know who shot you, because I didn't see. When you point at your head, I can tell you're pointing at your head. It makes the student feel a sense of power when they know they can't point at anything. The student is confused because they can't even stand up yet. So they decide to fight back, but this brings up another problem. This is the brainchild of the experimenter, so there is no idea of judgment or positive feedback, just activity. When they make you fight your own battle, it would seem a little unfair, but that's why these experiments are being done. So we can see what's really happening inside our heads. The brain has a system for distinguishing between verbal threats and verbal insults. It's logical and consistent, but there is also an instinctive response to verbal threats. The student can feel more angry and agitated and is often not able to tell the difference between the two. This is why it's important to know what you're talking about before you say anything. So if the students can't tell the difference between a verbal threat and an insult, then it may be best not to make a big deal of it. It makes me think that the brain is protecting the student by going better safe than sorry. I guess it's all a matter of perspective. If the kids are being bullied, then by all means, have the right to defend yourself. But if you say you're not going to go there, you are actually saying that the person isn't allowed to defend themselves because you are bigger and stronger than them. Although I do feel that they are confusing emotional challenges like pain and helplessness with different kinds of fear. When you say stay away to a child with another child, this is what you're asking them to do, because you're afraid of them. But if you say don't go there to a child with another child, then you're saying that you have the right to do what you want, and because you're stronger, you don't have to do what they want. So I think it's a case of using the right words. The right words. Right words. Right words, 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 right. Words right, 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 words right. Words right, words right, words right, words right. Words right, 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 words. Let me go to the bathroom, please. Please. Where is the bathroom? Where the bathroom pass? You gave it to Ted. You what? You gave it to the custodians to clean? I did this for the family for in conclusion, teachers just be trolling. Hopefully, we have fallen asleep by now, otherwise, I will need to get insomnia medication. Good night.